It's time for some hoops at Little Caesars Arena, home of the Pistons. And we're going to bring it to you live on 2K. The Pistons hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. Now here's Randall. To the paint. Here's Gobert. It's hauled in by Stewart. And Stan, when you think of the most athletic teams in the NBA, the Pistons have to be right up there.
Yeah, a handful of supreme...
Oh, man!
And his athleticism is really off the charts. Love seeing Thompson punch it home like that.
And the shot goes in.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Cunningham outside. Off target from outside. Randall surveying the D. It's Edwards on the wing. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Clock is at 3. Here's McDaniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall.
A smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
To the inside. Stolen by McDaniels. Here's Hardaway. Drives to the hoop. And that one drops for him.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Pass to Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
Here's Hardaway. It's hauled in by Stewart. And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing by 2. Outside Edwards. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Thompson. And slam dunk by Ivy.
Absolutely locks down on the...
Edwards got his second basket of the night.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Well, Coach, we know there's a lot of expectations tied to a #1 pick. Sometimes they fall flat, but that has not been the case so far with Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it sure as heck hasn't, Kevin. But I think it starts with Anthony Edwards welcomed the expectations. He wanted the expectations, and he has pushed himself to play to that level on a nightly basis, and he's done it.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, J.B. Bickerstaff had a few moments to share with me. He was complimentary of his opponent, Anthony Edwards. Coach told me Ant is a special player in terms of his athleticism, skill, and his mindset. He approaches each matchup with an aggressiveness that we need to try and match. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thank you. You know, Stan, when you talk about the skill set Cade Cunningham possesses, what impresses you most?
I think a couple of things, Kevin. Number one, his poise is outstanding. This guy never gets bothered by anything that happens in a game, by any type of adversity. He's just going to come back with the same mindset on the next play. And also, his shooting has improved so much that you've now got to defend him honestly on the perimeter, and that sets up the rest of his game.
It's Cunningham with the drive. Ivy, no one around him. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Minnesota in the lead. To the middle. Here's Edwards. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Edwards got 8 points.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Back to Gobert. It's tipped and stolen by Harris. And even stolen by Harris. Coulibaly with it. Now defended by Gobert.
It almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Hardaway. The rebound by Ivy.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. McDaniels outside. Here's the three. The shot that time, not on target. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Piston. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pistons.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. G.A., how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
How much power from Jalen Duren. Good.
Outside Hardaway. Over in the corner, Edwards. Crafty move. Shot clock at 6.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. From outside the arc, Duren pulls it in. The Pistons leading. Cunningham outside. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Cunningham left side. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Ivy with the bucket.
And if Ivy can hit that shot with consistency, it really makes him a tough cover.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Conley scanning the floor. Reed in the post. Here's DiVincenzo. Here's Conley. That one's in, his first shot this game. Stan, the basketball term, finish the cut. What happens when you don't do that?
Well, two things can happen on that, Kevin. Number one, when you don't finish the cut, you slow down and you take away a chance of getting a layup off the pass. And then the second thing is it leads to turnovers in a lot of cases. Right back at you. Conley's a counter puncher. He knows when his team needs a lift.
Kept alive. Pass to Ivy. 5 on the clock. Here's Stewart. A three-pointer off the mark. Timberwolves trailed by 3. Outside Conley. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And he's been a terrific point guard in this league for a long time. Mike Conley just knows how to play.
You know, Stan, even at this late stage of his career, Mike Conley brings tremendous value to the team.
He sure does, Kevin. And look, we know this. No one brings more discipline and professionalism on a nightly basis. He keeps this team poised. He keeps his team organized. And he's a great mentor to the young players on this team.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Kev. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Outside, Reed. Inside, it's stolen by Duren. And Duren slams it in.
One thing I I really like about Ausar Thompson, he's a team-first guy, always willing to make the extra pass.
And that's an intentional foul. The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
First personal foul.
And the first one goes. And the Pistons combining veteran shooting stand with their young core. And it's been a winning recipe.
Yeah, they've given Cade Cunningham room to operate, along with Jalen Duren and Ausar Thompson. So much athleticism to attack that newfound space. Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Thompson surveying the floor. Pass to Duren. Gobert with the block.
Stellar defense. Gobert will have him thinking twice about bringing it inside again.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ausar Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the floor.
And Minnesota has possession. Here's Gobert. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Pistons lead by 3. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Pistons leading by 3. Cunningham outside. Here's Stewart. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Hardaway. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Cunningham for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Randall outside for the lead. And it's good on the layup. Randall's got his first points of the game.
Well, Randall doesn't back down from physical coverage. In fact, he welcomes the challenge.
Stewart in the corner. Pistons passing it around. 4 on the Pistons need to get off a shot here. Detroit, no good that time either.
Well, this will make you a little uneasy. Missing 4 in a row to start the third.
Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Man, he is so tough to move inside. Randall going to work on the offensive glass and gets the score as a reward.
The kick out to Cunningham. Uncovered. And again, Cunningham missing.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And the Pistons making a change here. Pistons trailed by 5. Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside for Randall. Back to Edwards. Ball's not loose. It's stolen by Cunningham. It's stolen by Edwards. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Edwards. Here goes Edwards. Here's Gobert. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter.
2 minutes.
Shot clock at 2. It's good. Hardaway has got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
Well, that third quarter is when you want to increase your lead. Really building it up before that final quarter.
1:44 left in the third quarter. And play stop. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And we just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
Pass to DiVincenzo. And here's Reed. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Hasn't made one yet. And that one, good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Thompson outside. Will it go? And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Michael Conley picks one up. You look at the Pistons stand, statistically pretty solid across the board.
Yeah, they're well balanced. They have guys with size, athleticism, skill. You got to give a lot of credit to the front office and these players for their hard work.
Thompson. Pass to Coulibaly. Down low. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Pistons have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet.
Well, a lottery pick back in 2022. Jalen Duren brings energy to this team. A big frame, toughness down low.
Clearly a foul.
And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
Player Thompson has serious leaping ability, and that comes in handy around the basket.
Now here's Hardaway. He's got 8. Driving inside. Can't connect from short range. Up in time. And so it's Minnesota heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency. 4th quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Timberwolves leading by 7. Randle with the ball. Picked up by Harris. McDaniels outside. Randle outside. 6 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here.
Emphatic finish by Randle. I love when he's forceful around the hoop.
Now Cunningham. There's the drive. Harris outside. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound. Cunningham left side. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Yeah, that's a shot that Cunningham is very comfortable with. No problem with the mid-range.
Here's Randle. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And now Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He told his guys, quote, "Do not get complacent. No coasting to the finish line here. Stay on the gas, keep the energy up, and close it out. Coach doesn't just want them to hang on to this lead. He wants them to extend it."
Thank you, Allie. Cunningham outside. And a miss there on the triple.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Pass to Gobert. Back to Randall. Rebounded by the Pistons. Here's Harris. Anthony Edwards with the rebound.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option.
In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
Cunningham drives in. Good on the basket.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Outside, Gobert. It's stolen by Cunningham. Now Ivy. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Cunningham looking it over. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet.
Daniel.
Well, McDaniels is a physical player. He doesn't mind getting roughed up a bit while trying to score.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
At the line for the Timberwolves.
The free throw drops from McDaniels.
Jay, at 10. 2 shots.
So he gets them both.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
And Detroit with another turnover here.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Timberwolves leading by 9.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Here is Edwards.
2 minutes.
There's 1:54 left here in the 4th quarter. Clock at 4. 7-foot shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Minnesota making a switch.
Minnesota substitution.
And here's Cunningham. Here's Thompson. Oh, one-handed.
Playing above the rim. This kid, Asar Thompson, can fly.
Off the glass.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
Cunningham trained from outside.
And the patience of Cunningham, working in the pick and roll, always seems to get to his spot.
Edwards with it. Picked by Reed. Just 5 to shoot. Coulibaly with the rebound.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts right now.
Now Reed. Strong move off the glass.
Superb focus from Reed. He excels at using his strength to push through contact inside.
It's Ivy. Now Thompson. From outside, Edwards with the rebound. Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. Now Reed. Oh, good on the layup. Cunningham fires. Missed on the 3. And so Minnesota takes the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you. But they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said.